kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
You have just tuned in to the Mag Nerd Podcast, your home for everything in music, anime, and gaming.
What is up, guys? Showing up the King here, back with another toy hunting video, and today I'm bringing you my first toy hunting, G.I. Joe hunting 2021. It's going down. Alright guys, so if you are a Joe hunter and you know who you are, you guys know that January 1st was the start of the new exclusive Target Joe release, Firefly and Cobra Viper. Now, for me personally, I am definitely more so in it for the Firefly. I think out of the two, he is the most creative of the two, and I definitely want him. But of course, you cannot deny that army building the Cobra Vipers is also very, very essential. I have been lucky enough to get pre-orders for everything else, so I'm not worried about the Cobra Infantry or Zartan. I have multiple of those on pre-order, so those shouldn't be an issue for me. But again, in my area, there was only out of, I don't know, maybe 10 targets in my area. There was only one location that had shown that they had the Cobra Vipers. So I am heading out. It's very early in the morning, but time sleeps for no hunter. So we're gonna head over to the Target. We're gonna see what's popping, and we'll see what happens, boys. Let's get it. Whew, Jesus Christ! All right, boys. So I wanted to film myself going through the Target and just trying to see how it was with the Joes, but I couldn't do it. It was too hot. The block was hot. So it's gonna be a story time. So I get to the Target. I got there. This particular Target didn't open till 8. So what I did was, there was another Target that opened at 7. So I was like, let me go to that Target first, see what they got, and then I'll head over to the other Target. So the first Target I went to, asked around for the Joes. They didn't have them, of course. And then I was told, though, that particular location would have Joes on the 4th, which is Monday. So today is Friday the 1st, and then Monday is the 4th. So I'll have another opportunity on the 4th to try to get, some more Joes if I'm not successful today. If I wasn't successful today. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I leave and I go to the other Target location that opens at 8. So I pulled up to that location around 7:30, and I kind of parked right by the entrance to the location, and I saw another car parked, and with another guy in his car. And again, I'm just gonna say this, like, I have a sixth sense for other collectors. I just do. Like, if I see you at a Target, I know whether or not you're there for action figures, what I'm not. And again, on top of that, I also know if you're either there for Matchbox cars, or if you're there for like other collectibles like Pops and action figures and things of that nature. So I kind of have like a sixth sense for that. So the first guy I saw sitting there, I was like, all right, he's definitely 100% here for the Joes. I just knew it. And I was like, all right. So I parked there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and just go stand outside. I'm like, it's cold as hell. It's 30 minutes. I'm not doing it. And again, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter if you're standing outside. It only matters is who gets to the location first. This isn't like a ticket system. You just go in. So probably about 10 minutes before, there were probably another 4 or 5 people who had shown up. And again, just based off of my experience, I looked at them and I was like, they're all here for the same thing, period. So I was like, let me get out of my car and at least get into a decent position where if I got to make a quick dash, you know what I'm saying? I got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So we get there, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, the doors open. And again, I'm following the flow of the other people. I'm like, so I'm matching their pace. So everybody funnels in, and as soon as they funneled in, I'm like, I knew they were there for the Joe. So we're walking through we're starting to walk through the aisle, and then one guy just takes off. I'm like, fuck. And another 2 other people come running off to the side. I'm like, well, I gotta go. So I'm, yes, I know. It is what it is. You guys know how collecting is, goddammit. Don't judge me. Shit. So They obviously make it to the aisle first, but I was smart enough to realize I knew there was only a 2% chance that the Joes would be on the actual shelf. So I was like, you know what? Instead of going through the aisles and trying to fight over the Joes and I'm knowing they're not going to be there, I'm going to go find an employee and ask them if they have it in the back. So these other guys are like swarming and trying to figure out where they are, and they're trying to like scope out pallets and look in other aisles. So I just walk off and I find the closest representative, and I'm like, hey, very polite. Always be polite, guys. Don't be that asshole, and just be polite. So I walk up to her. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. I'm looking for this particular item. I give her the DCPI number. And she was like, yeah, it says that we have some, but again, they're not on the floor yet. I was like, would you mind going in the back and looking for me? I just need 2. So she goes in the back, and it's been about like 5 or 10 minutes, and then it was crazy. It was crazy because I was just sitting there waiting, and I'm like, the other guys I knew, because you could hear on the walkie-talkies that other people were asked. At that point, they started asking for the same thing. So I was like, okay, so now everybody's going to be asking for them. I'm like, fuck, I'm out of luck. But again, at that time, I'm like, as long as I know that I tried my best, I'll take that L if I need to. But I'm waiting. I'm just like, shit. But to me, I'm like, waiting is almost a better thing, because again, it's like if she's waiting, that means she's actually looking. So she comes out from the back, and lo and behold, she had it. Cobra motherfucking Viper. Yeah! I got him. I wanted 2, but I could only get 1 because the other people that were also waiting, she ended up came in. She's like, yeah, this is a real popular item, so we're only limited to 1. I was like, oh, that's fine. And again, like I said, it's not a big deal, because again, this is the first day. I knew they only had 6, so there were literally 6 other people there. So every single person ended up getting 1. So I got mine, paid it, and then here we go, Cobra Viper. 1 down, a lot more to go. But then, actually, after that, I had to go pick up some things from Walmart, and I'm in the Walmart looking around. Look what I find. Black Widow, the Walmart exclusive. Finally. I have been trying to get this action figure for damn near a year, okay? I had it pre-ordered on Walmart's website, and they canceled the order, and ever since then, I was not able to get one. And just randomly going through this Walmart in this area that's outside of my town, so I had to drive 40 minutes to try to get this Viper. I found the Black Widow that I have been looking for. So that's 2 scores already, boys. All right, so that's it for day 1. I'm going to go back home, enjoy my New Year's. I hope you guys enjoy your New Year's. I'll be back with part 2 of this video, which will be Monday, looking for more Vipers. What is up, boys? Shooting Up the King here, back with part 2 of my Joe Hunt / Joe News. So what I decided to do is I'm going to introduce some new content to the channel. With this Joe craze going on, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to kind of just keep you guys posted and informed on the latest Joe news. So I came across some new details, and I thought I'd share it with you guys, along with the video of me actually getting my first Viper, which you guys just watched. So this kind of content is going to be starting to come out on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Anytime I come up with some news on Joe's or any other kind of thing that you guys will look forward to, that could be movies, anime, video games, things of that nature, I'll start popping out like 5 to 10 minute quick videos, just giving you guys the details on and give you my opinion, which is the whole point. So make sure you guys are subscribed, ring that bell notification so that you guys know whenever I update a new video. So if I do get some Joe information, you guys are the first to know. Yo, Joe. So, all right, so you guys saw me get the Viper. That was day 1 when they released on January 1st. So I went back out January 2nd to try and get another set of Joes, and it was a problem. It was a problem. So I went out to another Target that said that they had 6, and when I got to the store, they actually was one of these locations that opened up at 7 a.m. versus 8 a.m. So I thought, bet I got to jump on everybody else, and it was actually a good thing that I did, because again, when I got there was only one other set of people that were trying to get Joes that day. And I knew that, again, if I had to run like I did the first time, I'd dust these dudes, because these are bigger dudes. Like, I'm a big guy, but I'm still I'm still light on my feet. These dudes were not outrunning me. So, luckily I didn't have to. Like I said, I was able to power walk to the section. Of course, the Joes were not on the pegs. So I went to go talk to one of the shorties, and she was basically telling me, oh, my manager told me to tell everybody that we're not selling any of the Joes, even though we show them in hand. So, of course, I was like, the fuck? She was like, yeah, we got a restock happening on the 10th, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, so I had to calm myself down, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna flip on this chick. So I was like, all right, bet. So I left, disappointed, did not get my Joes. A couple days later, again, I went out again to 2 or 3 other locations. This was the Sunday before I had to go back to work. So the first was that Friday. So that Friday I went out, and then that Sunday before I had to go back to work, like there were mad locations popping up that had Vipers. They had one location had Firefly. So I was like, all right, I got up mad early, went out to the first location, and then that's when I got the news where Shorty told me about the 10th. And then I was like, all right, bet. So I went to the other location that opened up at this normal time at 8 o'clock, and they showed that they had 4 left. So I got there, and I'm talking to the dude, he's having a conversation. He was the guy that worked there. He was cool. He was like, all right, I'm going to back and look for you. And as he was looking in the back for me, there was another guy that came into the store, was also looking for Joes as well. So we started rapping and started talking about, Joes and stuff. And the guy came back out and didn't have him. Could not find him. Did not know what happened to him. So again, that was the second time I was ejected. And I was like, you know what? There was a third location. I was like, all right, I'm just going to drive out there, because that third location had the Vipers. So at this point, it was already like 8:30, 8:45, and I was like, it's going to be a long shot. But I went out there, and of course, for the third time, I was rejected again. No Vipers, no Firefly. And on top of that, I was screwed even more, because, peep this, they had a 50th anniversary edition of the Star Wars Black Series released a what's his name? God damn it, his name escapes me right now. Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn. I was looking for Thrawn because, again, I was like, yo, I'm all over that Mandalorian shit. So I'm like, I gotta get this Thrawn. So I was like, all right, I didn't get a Viper or Firefly, but I got this Thrawn. So I grabbed the Thrawn. I go to the register to pay for it. Bam, the register rings up and says, not able to purchase until April. And I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know. I thought it was on the shelf. So I was like, all right, bet. If I had known it was register locked, I would have hit the little duh. But I didn't know. So Shorty came up to me and was like, oh, I can't sell this to you. He was like, what? Snatched that shit right out of my hands. I was like, so yeah. Long story short, no Joes, no Admiral Thrawn. I was fucked. So now I'm currently heading to another Target right now, because my wife, who also collects certain things, she wanted me to go check out this Target that had a doll that she was looking to try to get. So I was like, I got you, babe. So I'm heading there now to go look for her. But last night I had went to a different Target, because the Target that she asked me to go to yesterday, they didn't have it. But it was an opportunity, because there was another guy there in the afternoon, no less, the evening actually, who's also looking for a Joe. And I kind of like peeped up on him, because he was talking to one of the store employees, and the employees, this is the same location that I went to the first time. They told me the 10th. So I'm in the aisle right next to him talking. This was a white dude, so I'm sitting there listening like, you better not get that man a Joe. If you give him a Joe, there's gonna be some furniture moving up in this motherfucker. So I'm listening, he kind of smooth with it, he's talking about, oh, I came all the way from New York and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm sitting there like, motherfucker, you ain't come from, but maybe you did, I don't know. But, so he's sitting there talking about, oh, I came from here, you guys got products on the pegs are empty, it says the furs, if you guys got the product in the back, I'm gonna need one of those. He said, I need 2. He said, I got one that I want to open, and one I want to collect. And I'm like, all right, brother, you smooth as shit. All right. But in my head, I'm thinking, if they fall for this shit, I'm gonna make sure I get me one too, because I'm gonna pop up like the fucking Grinch and be like, yo, I need one of them joints too. So he go ahead and talk to the dude, and the dude was like, he went to the back to go check, and then he came back out, and again, Same thing. He was like, yo, my manager said we can't open it up to the temp. So it made me feel a little bit better inside my soul, because I was like, all right, they rejected him like they rejected me. I feel a little bit better. But then he hit the white privilege joint. He was like, yeah, I want to speak to the manager. I was like, oh, you want to speak to him directly? All right. So he was like, all right, I'll call him. So the manager came out. At this point, I had already slid off to the aisle, because again, I was looking for the rainbow high, or whatever the hell my wife was looking for. But these big ass ears can still hear. So I'm sitting here still listening, trying to hear what was going on. I hear him, talking to the manager, and he was like, woo, woo, wah, wah, wah. He's trying to, pull the same number. And again, the guy was like, yeah, again, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that he told you. I can't sell it to the temps. It's high up on the pallet. Da, 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 da. And then the guy, I guess, when he realized that tactic wasn't going to work, he was kind of like, oh, so when do you guys, who decides how many you get? And, at that point, I was like, all right, he lost that shit, so he ain't getting nothing. So when I heard that part, I was like, all right, he ain't getting one. So he didn't end up getting one. I ended up didn't even find out what my wife was looking for, which leads me to the day looking for what my wife is looking for. All right, so that has been my whole experience with the classified line. Now it's time for me to tell you guys about the newest news that just came up. So I just got an alert. And again, and this is not in reference to Vipers or Firefly. This is in reference to Zartan and the Cobra Infantry. So I actually have the Cobra Infantry and Zartan on pre-order on like 3 different sites. I got them on Hasbro Pulse, I got them on Amazon, and I got them on Walmart. So all my bases are covered. So I don't even have to go out and really hunt for those, because those are going to be delivered to me in some way, shape, or form. I got on Amazon, I got 4 infantry on pre-order, and I had 2 Zartans. So I just got an email from Amazon telling me that the original date of release for me was March 3rd, 2021. So I just got an alert that said that my order for Amazon for both the infantry and Zartan has been pushed back to April 15th, which is fucking bullshit. I'm very, very disappointed in you, Amazon. Amazon has been my spot for action figures for the longest time. They have never let me down on release days, but this time they let me down. Very disappointed. But I went back and I checked Hasbro Pulse, and I also checked Walmart, and both of those dates are still scheduled for the 6th of March. So again, what I want to do is I want to hear from you guys. If you ordered your stuff from Amazon, did yours get pushed back? I'm trying to just get some data together to see if it's just me or is it everybody else, because I was actually one of the first people to order that thing. As soon as it went up for pre-order, I was right there and I got them. So it's not like I waited days or even weeks to get my pre-order in. So again, let me know what if you guys got any alerts that anything was getting pushed back. I know there was already a review out for the first Zartan and it looks good, but again, I just want to know from everybody else what you guys get for that. So again, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys like this format. If I get any other news, I definitely will pop it up on my channel. Subscribe, bell notifications, all that jazz. This Show Up the King. Have a good one.